Hi there. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cindy. I'm a business and leadership coach, and I realize that to be productive, creative, and successful, you need to take all areas of your life into account. And one of those areas is living as much of a non-toxic lifestyle as you can. So I work a lot with herbs and essential oils, and although my focus is business management, networking, and leading others, I know that this is just as important because whatever you do in one part of your life affects the other part. So without further ado, let's get started. And today we're going to be making our own Febreze air spray, air freshener. You use a lot of air fresheners in the bathroom or just in general, especially if you have pets. I have a cat and a dog, and I could smell them in the house. And you kind of get that smell that permeates into the carpeting or the furniture. And this is a great way of taking care of some of those odors. And you're not using chemicals, you're using essential oils and water and witch hazel and baking soda. It's all really natural. So what you're gonna need today is a bottle to put it in. I recommend using glass or even a metal container. Don't use plastic. The essential oils will eat through the plastic. You wanna use something that it won't. So I use glass. And you also don't want to use clear glass because you want to use amber or blue because the oils will disintegrate in the sunlight. We're going to be using regular witch hazel that you get at the drugstore. We're going to be using distilled water. We're going to be using regular baking soda. This is just, kitchen baking soda. I just happen to keep it in a jar. And we're going to use 4 essential oils. We're going to be using tea tree, lemon, citrus or wild orange, and cypress. So let's get started. We're going to be using tea tree oil, and tea tree oil is an antiseptic, antibacterial, and antiviral. I also use a little funnel there because it helps me get everything into the bottle and not all over everything else. So we're going to use 10 drops of tea tree. And it's okay if you go a drop or 2 over. Every once in a while when I'm counting, I kind of miscount or 1 drop falls out. We're going to use 20 drops of lemon. It's a disinfectant, antibacterial, and it's antiseptic. And you'll notice that a lot of cleaners you use have that lemony smell, and that's why. So we're going to use 20 drops of lemon. And I can't count and talk at the same time. And then we're going to use orange. Orange is energizing, it's antiseptic, it's also helps with emotional balance. So if you're feeling a little bit drained and you want to go to being proactive all in like a split second after inhaling it or smelling it, then wild orange is the way to go. It's also great if you're a teacher and you've got kids in the classroom and you're trying to keep them focused. It's kind of a stimulant, but it's not going to get them all wired up. It's actually going to make them productive. If you can't put a diffuser in your classroom, you could put it on clothespins. And the wood in the clothespins will absorb it and kind of get that smell into the air for you. So we're going to be using 20 drops of orange. And if you want a more flowery smell, something that's a little bit more calming, you could use lavender. I just happen to be using orange right now. In the summer or the springtime, I like to use lavender or bergamot, some of those geranium, more of the flowery type smells. And then we're going to use 20 drops of cypress. Cypress is antibacterial, it's antiseptic, and for me, this time of the year, it just really smells good. So we're going to put in 20 drops of cypress. And something to keep in mind when you're buying essential oils, you want to make sure that you know the integrity of them. You don't want to be using oils that are made primarily of chemicals. So I happen to use doTERRA, that's the brand that I use. I know that they're therapeutic, you can trust them, you know where they're coming from. If your oils are coming from the drugstore or supermarket, they may not be pure oils. They may have a little bit of oil scent to them, but they're mostly made out of chemicals. So make sure that since we're working on a non-toxic lifestyle, that you really make sure you know where your oils come from and that they are made with integrity and the actual oil and not synthetic. So then we're going to put in a cup of witch hazel. And the witch hazel, just regular witch hazel right from the drugstore. And witch hazel helps kill bacteria. Oops, actually I need to measure out the water. We're going to put in a cup of distilled water. And 1 tablespoon of regular baking soda. Baking soda helps neutralize the odors. This is just regular cooking baking soda. I just store it in a jar because it's easier for me. You get it in the funnel and you're probably gonna have to kind of do a little dance here with it just to make sure it all goes in. And then you're gonna take the top, oh, mine's over here. You're gonna take the top to your bottle, your spray top, and you put it on. Give it a little shake, and there you go. You've just made your own air freshener. It's non-toxic, it's safe to use. I use it on the carpet, I use it on some furniture. I actually even spray it on curtains, especially when the windows are open, and it'll kind of disperse the smell throughout the house. It's a great way. It's actually inexpensive, it's non-toxic, and you know where it came from because you made it, and you could change the smells. You just want to make sure that you're using that base of an antiseptic, antibacterial, and then you could put another oil in it to give it the smell that you're looking for. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you found that helpful, please share this video with others, anybody who you think might benefit from it. Next week, we're gonna make some tea. We're getting into that fall season. It's getting a little bit chilly. So we're gonna make some tea that is warming because it's cooler in the mornings, and also that will help boost your immunity. And I make them out of herbs. So they're herbal teas. Some people would say they're not real tea, but they are herbal tea, and they smell great. And you can make them super easy just with the herbs that you get out of your garden, which I'm gonna show you next week. So thank you so much. If you want to learn more about herbs and essential oils, you can check out my website. It's renovationcoaching.com, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and let me know what you thought of this and what else you'd like to see in a video that you can make yourself that will make your life non-toxic and make you feel better about everything in your house. So thank you for being with me, and I will see you next week. Thanks.